Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today, we're going to talk about customer service. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 8th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Tonin de Okane o Mori ni suru no wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. I want you to 1, sell more and do it more easily. 2, exceed your targets. In fact, let's blow up your targets. Number 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 398. Today, we're talking about elements of outstanding customer service in Japan, and this will be part 1. Customer service in Japan is pretty good by comparison with most other countries. To me, it is polite, yet impersonal. The status gap between those serving and those being served is quite rigid. In my own country of Australia, those serving are quite happy to have a conversation with a customer. They don't see themselves as inferior in status and treat customers as equals. In Japan, there is no such equality. The language and the culture both reinforce the buyer as God, and those serving are mere mortals there to do God's bidding. Let's look at some elements of excellent customer service over a 3-part series. The sad aspect here is that what I'm going to describe is totally obvious and will garner a "so what" reaction. I urge you to go beyond that initial first blush and use this as a measuring rod to calibrate how your organization deals with customer service problems and check if you're operating at the right level of service or not. Number 1, totally professional. This is fairly obvious, but that professionalism comes from a combination of attitude, experience, and training. Even if you don't have much experience, if your attitude is that you want to provide the highest level of service, then good things will flow from that starting point, and we gain experience over time. If properly trained, then the whole process gets sped up. Number 2, knowledge. Surprisingly, a lot of people in the service sector have very little knowledge of the inventory, systems, ethos, and values. When you ask a clarifying question, their face fills with panic and they have to go seek the answer from someone else. This is a failure of leadership. If they were properly invested in, then they would know the answer without having to run off and find the answer. Number 3, highly personalized service. Manualized or formalistic service is the norm in Japan. Companies try to reduce all complexity down to one way of doing things, and for the majority of clients, that will be fine. To lift above the great unwashed competitors, we need to be able to provide a more personalised service. I was reminded of this recently when I bought a pocket square online from Massimo Pirone in Antwerp. The item arrived in a nice box, and additionally included a short note and a very nice pen as well. It felt very personalised, and I became an instant fan. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, and we also have custom in-house programs as well as both in Japanese and English. We do classes in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 12th and 13th of September, our High Impact Presentations course. Also starting on the 13th of September, doing our Dale Carnegie course 12-week version. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Present no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru no wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Number 4, take ownership. Japan is very good when order and harmony prevail. Chaos, the unexpected disasters, not so much. The nature of customer service is there's always going to be a high frequency of the unexpected occurring. The key is how we react to the changing situation. When things go wrong, customers want the issue solved, and solved instantly. They expect the person they are interacting with to make it happen, regardless of the degree of difficulty. Japan has a nasty edge to it when customers exploit their expectations too far and start bullying staff because the customer is God. If the person serving the customer takes ownership of the problem, they will keep pursuing the solution until resolution. That is the mentality the supervision and training needs to reinforce. Number 5, anticipatory. Motenashi is the highest point of Japanese service, and a big element is the person serving the customer to anticipate what the customer needs before they voice that request. On a hot day, being served with some ice water as you enter a business is a nice touch, completed without you having to place an order. This is an attitude of service that drives behavior. With the right leadership, this can be taught. Number 6, proactive. This is similar to anticipatory in the sense that we are not adopting a passive stance. We try to arrange things well before the need arises by being well prepared. We're always looking for faster and better ways of doing things. We're making suggestions for the client for their best interest, rather than expecting them to have complete knowledge of what we can do for them. They will never know our business to the depths that we do. And so we have to be thinking ahead and bringing out possibilities which wouldn't necessarily occur to them. We will keep going with our list of things to think about in terms of service we currently supply and how we supply it in parts 2 and 3. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, ruler, Queen, Dosh, Lolly, Reddies, Smackers, Earners, and Bread and Honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.